It's been 5 years since My Hero One's Justice 2 released, and today we finally got some potential news on My Hero One's Justice 3. So today, me and a special guest are going to talk about that. So, please don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started. Today, I have a special guest with me. We have the KO Ninja X. If you guys don't remember, he used to do OJ videos as well. But today, we are back because there's some news. Well, actually, you can go for Ko if you'd like.
Alright, so we're back, me and Webb, back today because there's some news that a little patent got added. What was it, Shueisha? A Shueisha patent, wasn't it?
It was Shueisha, yes.
Yeah, it was a Shueisha patent that a certain My Hero One's Justice is getting a sequel. We're getting OJ3, and the patent was called All's Justice. And Webb is here right now to explain how the fuck that's real, or if it, or you know, the evidence behind that stuff.
Yeah, so basically, a random Twitter user like a week or two ago posted, "Hey guys, look at this thing." It was all in Japanese, we had to translate it, but the patent was put in by a Shueisha. The specific Shueisha that owns the rights to the One's Justice series and the Ultra Rumble series. They put in a patent for a game called All's Justice. Now you might be like, Webb and Co. It's just All's Justice, there's no My Hero attached. But that doesn't really matter, because other games like Storm Connections, Sparking Zero, hell, Bleach Rebirth of Souls, none of those had the name's IP attached to them, but were still announced and still made. So, because I've seen a lot of people saying that, oh, because it doesn't have the My Hero part, it doesn't count. But those games didn't, and they came out, as we know, and were very successful.
As we know them as OJ2 and stuff like that. Also, if you didn't know, I believe Hunter x Hunter had the same type of patent. That it was given, the Hunter x Hunter game had something before it was actually announced as a Hunter x Hunter game, or it was just announced straight up. But I remember that it was like some patent sort of thing that they had like a week or two before it was announced. And there are a little more rumors and a little more things that are saying that maybe we could just get this sooner than we quite expect because of how everything's been lining up with My Hero, the anime, the Vigilantes anime that is coming sooner rather than later. So all this is kind of just coming together to say that we're getting an OJ3 pretty fucking soon. Not like this year soon, but probably next year soon, which is still pretty soon for a game, right?
I did see something last night about people saying in September there is a very high chance it gets announced, because in September is the Tokyo Game Show or Game Fest or whatever it's called, and that was where they announced OJ2 back 5 years ago.
That would be
4 years
that
ago,
would be a pretty that would be a pretty interesting place to announce it, because it makes the most sense. Definitely,
it makes the most sense. But also, for those that play other biking games, you may have noticed a pattern. And this is something I haven't seen anyone else talking about, but since I play the game a lot, it's pretty obvious to me. When Biking made Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Clash, they kind of you still played the game at the time, if I remember right. But they kind of neglected Ultra Rumble, so the game was getting updates, but it was never really anything big. It was just, it kind of felt like they were updating the game for the sake of updating it, and nothing was really being added.
Right?
Well,
it felt like it was a side project.
Yeah, it felt like a side project. But the last, I want to say 2 or 3 seasons, it's kind of felt like that in Ultra Rumble again. Which makes me think, if they are working on something, and we just found out about this patent, they could be connected, maybe, probably.
Yeah, it could be connected.
But since we've gotten that all out of the way, let's discuss OJ3. Let's discuss some stuff they could add, new features, new characters, new maps, new skill sets, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so personally, would you allow me to start this off?
Yeah, go for it.
Thing? So originally in OJ1, the roster was starting out, not including DLC, was 23 characters. I believe the DLC was Inasa for OJ1, right?
It was Inasa, Shoot Style, and Inasa, Shoot Style, and yeah, I think it was Inasa, Shoot Style, and Endeavor.
Yeah, so at the end, the game was at 26. So, the game started with 23, ended with 26, but we're not including DLC, so I counted it as 23. And in the base roster of OJ2, we got 41 characters. In the base roster, we had 17 added and 10 added with DLC, the OJ2 DLC, because we had 2 seasons of 5 characters. And overall, the whole total added was a whopping amount of 27, which is a lot of characters. Between the base and the DLC, that is a pretty solid amount of characters.
Yeah.
So I'd say that the sweet spot that we're looking for with the OJ3 added roster is at least 17 to 20. 17 to 20 for the added base roster to OJ3, simply for how OJ2 added characters. It could be more, it could be less. We don't know how development time works, but there are definitely 17 characters that haven't been added to this game. 17 to 20 characters that haven't been added to this game, mind you. Yeah. That could definitely make it into this game. There are some fan favorites that were added between OJ2's release and now that definitely should be in this game. So, do you have any picks that you'd want to see in this game for sure?
I do. I would love, and I know she would be a Zona, and I cannot stand Zonas, but I would love to see Lady Nagant.
Lady Nagant, yeah. I have seen so many people talk about Lady Nagant.
There are some fan favorites they could add. Lady Nagant, Mirko.
Mirko's being added for sure.
Young All for One, like when he's de-aging in the fight.
Young All for One would be sick.
There are so many characters they could add.
Another pick that hasn't been said that often. I've seen it been spread around a few times, mostly between my friends, and that's Iron Might, like the Iron All Might suit. That would be sick.
That would be hype.
I'd love the Iron Might suit. I don't think it could be a skin. I think they're just too different, like body shape wise, to make that like a skin for All Might.
Well, we know, but like that's the one thing. They may be garbage at balancing stuff, but we know they can make the same character feel completely different, because we've seen it with Shigaraki and Deku.
Yeah, completely unique. I knew that they could do it when they made Tetsu and Kirishima feel completely unique gameplay-wise.
True.
Right. So, another thing that I don't see people bring up, Rand. Sorry for cutting you off, Rand.
Before you, Karen, could I mention something? Because I think something lines up kind of like scarily coincidence. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say OJ3 does drop. This year is the final season of the anime, right? So it would be like the peakest time to release the game. What about DLC? Vigilantes is coming out this year as well. And that's going to be the next thing that people latch onto. So it would line up perfectly for them to release, like, I don't know, characters that they didn't add originally, but also they could add some Vigilante characters, because Vigilante's going to be popular at the time the game is out, or coming out.
Yeah, the Vigilante characters getting dropped at the same time. This just feels really,
it's lining
really
up
perfect.
too well.
It's lining up fucking perfectly, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think people want to mention this or ever really mention this, but like the ecosystem of anime games right now, like we've already gotten like our shots, like our giant shots fired with Sparking Zero and the new Bleach game. By the time OJ3 comes out, there shouldn't be another anime game that drops that'll just drown out the hype of OJ3. And I think that is a perfect way to do it, because if OJ3 dropped at the same time as the Bleach game, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done.
Your wallet would have been crying.
Your wallet would have been crying, or some people would just have to pick and choose. And I think more people are hyped for a hypothetical Bleach game, or a Bleach game in general, because it is coming out, Rebirth of Souls.
Yeah, it's been like 13 years since the last Bleach game.
Yeah, it's been 13 years. The last one was what, Soul Resurrection?
Is the one on the PS3?
Yeah, it was Soul Resurrection. So, yeah. This is lining up perfectly, just ecosystem-wise, with the whole anime game ecosystem. Gives content creators time to make content for Bleach, wait a couple months, and then boom, we have OJ3 to make like a month's worth of content on for all you anime game YouTubers and stuff. I'm definitely going to be trying to grind out making content on OJ3, but man, I'm just excited.
Me too. I'm very hyped. Moving on. Something else I would like to mention, because this is something else I've seen a lot of people talk about. The story mode for a hypothetical One's Justice 3. Because think, see, OJ2 left off at the end of Season 4. That leaves Season 5, Season 6, Season 7, and Season 8, which will be coming out this year. That's 4 whole seasons of story that have to adapt. And I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, well, since it's going to be that much, it's obviously going to be a, you know, slideshow, copy and paste pictures, because, let's be honest, the story mode for OJ is not the best.
Yeah, story mode for OJ wasn't that good. Honestly, I feel like you could do the slideshow stuff, but they just need to make the fights more unique in, like, the basic, like, moment-to-moment fights, because they can make unique fights. They had a massive overhaul version 3 fight where he's in that giant fucking rock thing.
Oh, hell, do it kind of like Storm does its boss fights, or it's like super gimmicky. It's gimmicky, but it's fun as hell to like fight against
Storm. It's gimmicky,
Storm.
but it's fun.
I was gonna say, so a lot of people are like, oh, it's gonna be so long because season 5 and upwards. But people are forgetting. When the first one's Justice came out, they completely skipped over season 1 and started like halfway through season 2. So
yeah,
I don't know. Have you seen season 5 of My Hero?
I have not, but I'm fine with spoilers. It's cool.
Okay, I'll be honest. I think it would be completely fine if they skipped over most of season 5, because until like the very end, nothing really happened. It was all just set up for like the big stuff.
Yeah,
like until at least like until at least like the My Villain Academia stuff. It was all it felt like filler. Like doesn't really need to be added.
I don't know if this is like a guilty pleasure of mine, but I definitely want the My Villain Academia stuff to be adapted.
Oh, I hope they do.
I want a Redestro boss fight so bad. Speaking of Redestro, I want him in the game too. I want him in the game for sure.
Redestro would be... Yeah, because he could have like a gimmick of like, the less health he has, the more stressed he gets, so the more damage he outputs.
That'd be so cool. He'd have like a built-in comeback mechanic, and he'd be like the only one to have it.
And like, I don't know how hard they'd go on this, but like, it would be cool as well if like, the lower his health gets, the more you see his skin start to change into like that form he has when he gets like super stressed.
Yeah, that seems like a lot though. I don't know if they do that, but that seems really cool. Either way, I'd hope they do that, but that seems like a lot.
We say that, but like, I think Fat Gum has 2 different forms. He's basically 2 characters in one, so it's not like it was impossible.
You're right. And Muscular has the whole, buffing up his body.
True.
So that could just basically translate over to that, except it's like an overtime thing that you don't actively activate, right?
Yeah. But something else, like, I do hope, because, like, for us, we mostly play online mode, and, that's fine. Like, you can play the game however you'd like to play. Yeah. But I feel like if I was someone that purely enjoyed the offline side of it, which I know a lot of people do, there isn't really much besides arcade mode, story mode, and mission mode. Speaking of mission mode, oh god, please, Biking, do not add mission mode. It is not fun. Nobody likes mission mode.
I barely played mission mode. I barely played mission mode personally.
It's like, okay, you know those Korean MMORPGs where it's just pure grind and no fun?
Oh, it's one of those.
It's basically that. Like, it is not fun. It is just pure grind and hell. It is not fun.
Honestly, I think you could make mission mode something cool. I think the blueprint of it could be cool. You can make it like a roguelite mode. Like a roguelike where you get power and you have to see how long you can survive against like enemies with modifiers and stuff. That'd be cool.
Hell, okay, I know I've referenced Storm a lot in this, but I'd love it if they did something like Storm has. I think it's called survival mode in Storm, where you fight a match, but before the match starts, it adds a random, like, stipulation, like, oh, you can only finish with an ultimate, or, oh, you can't use supers. Like, if they did something like that, I think that would be a lot more fun than just mission mode.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more interesting. Another thing that'll definitely help, like, the offline, stuff like that, definitely add more customization. Because that was an underrated part of OJ2 in my opinion. The fucking customs that you can make, there were some cool customs that you can make in OJ2, and I think they should definitely add on to that.
I think that's what separated, like, as an arena fighter, that's one of the big things that separated it from something like Storm or something like the One Piece games. Like, that you had, even though you're playing that character, you could make them look how you wanted to, because there were so many customization options.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, Storm does have customization, but it's way more limited.
It's not good though, is it?
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Way more limited than it is in OJ. And I think if OJ leans into that customization, then you can definitely build like a small niche fan base around that and photo mode. Photo mode is great. I think they should do more stuff with photo mode. Add more photo mode shit, so that way we can have like this small niche community of people who make super cool customs super cool photo mode, kind of like Tekken.
So
You know?
Walter.
Kinda like Tekken. Yeah, so Walter.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I was gonna say, I feel like we may get photo mode, but if we do get it, I think it would literally be a copy and paste. Because while it's popular, and I don't know if you used it for this, but I definitely did, it is great for thumbnail making. I know a lot of people just kind of were meh about it. Like, they were like, yeah, it's cool, but no one, besides like a few dedicated people, really used that mode.
You know, I think they'll add it, and even if it's a copy and paste, there will definitely still be people who really do love photo mode.
Even if it is just a copy and paste, we'll have new maps to take photos on, we'll have new characters to take photos on, so it'll still be kind of updated.
Yeah, it'll have new content purely because there are new characters, you know?
Yeah. Now the bit that I'm excited about, and the bit that everyone's going to be playing, the online. Yeah. I already have one huge improvement that they could make for the online.
Okay, is it ranked?
No, well, yeah, that's one of them. The first one, and this may be controversial, I don't want netcode. Yes, they use delay-based matchmaking, but I don't know how, somehow it just works. It works perfectly, and you know what they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, please do not change anything if you are not confident in changing something, because I'd rather have good delay-based netcode than bad rollback netcode.
Oh, you guys saw what happened. You guys saw what happened with fighters when they first added rollback. It was a mess. It was garbage.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess, bro. It was fun, but it was definitely a mess, and they definitely did iron it out after a little bit. But I've experienced bad rollback. If I remember correctly, Street Fighter V did indeed have rollback netcode, but it was absolutely fucking
I remember.
Terrible.
I remember.
Street Fighter V had terrible rollback. That shit was garbage. So I'd say that if you don't want to change anything, just don't. Please don't.
Just keep that as it is and work on other areas of online. Like the big one that I would like, spectator mode for lobbies.
Oh god, please, bro.
Please, like, this game, and I'm sorry to tell you this, Viking, yes, the game lives through casuals, but the people keeping it alive are the competitives, like...
Yeah, it lives through casuals, but it dies through competitive, you know? Like, those competitive hardcore players are going to be staying around way longer than those casuals are. That they're going to, like, spread out, diversify between games and stuff. But those people who stick to the game need to be able to have regular tournaments without issues of having to stream Twitch, having to restream Twitch streams, having to fucking stream screen shares, shit like that. Because you really couldn't have a tournament like and stream it on Twitch unless you had a capture card. You couldn't do it. You literally couldn't do it.
And like, you know, we don't want an ASBR situation where you like literally have to set up your own servers to spectate tournaments. Because it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work for very little, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, so, it's a lot of work for something very tedious.
Yes. If they added spectator mode, this would make things way easier. We could have more tournaments. People who don't even have capture cards and could just stream from the console could also host their own tournaments. And it would just make the game's competitive scene way more active. Because at that point, anyone could host a tournament because everyone has the tools.
Mm-hmm. That's the best thing, because it's something that a lot of people who join OJ and later on in the community didn't really get to experience, is that early on in OJ we had a lot of gimmick tournaments, and a lot of like combo maker tournaments and stuff. But that stuff kind of dried out because people didn't want to keep going through the whole stream, the Twitch stream the screen share, because it was just laggy. It just wasn't a very nice viewer experience.
It was laggy for the streamers. There was a bunch of delay for the people actually fighting or showing off their combos, and it was just not fun for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, it was not a competitively viable thing. So add spectator mode. Another thing that I would like, please add like a King of the Hill, like more people.
Bro, yes.
Please.
I think that would be so hype.
For OJ2 would go nuts. I would definitely run King of the Hill like every Friday. I'd run that shit every Friday, bro.
Hell, or make it so we can create a lobby like we can in OJ2 right now. But then, once we have the room open, we have different options. So you could have like King of the Hill, handicap matches with like 2v1. You could have 2v2s, just like have everything in that one area. Because there is a
Yeah,
2v2 mode in OJ2, it's so awkward and fiddly to activate that no one really uses it.
Honestly, 2v2 mode could be like a really fun like side tournament thing, a fucking gimmick tournament.
I think that'd be an amazing gimmick tournament.
It would be so fun. Hey, hell, if people liked it enough, it could be like its own little like side competitive mode, because 2v2 is really, really fun. Right?
Yeah.
It's really, really fun. And all these like gimmick tournaments that were really hard to run in OJ2, if you make them easy to run in OJ3, I guarantee you that OJ3 is going to live like a year or two longer than OJ2 did. Like,
oh, definitely.
Like, capabilities and stuff like that, you know?
The next thing I'd like to see in online as an improvement, please, Biking, please, please, I am begging you, if you add nothing else, please add this one thing. Please make ranked actually ranked and not just a point grind.
Yeah, if it's not just the point grind. I've seen so many players who I'm not going to be talking shit. I'm not going to be talking shit like that. But a lot of players who have a lot of points that are not as good as their points would suggest.
True. Because at this point, ranked in OJ, like, for those of you that don't know, ranked doesn't really matter. Ranked is just a point grind. Even if you lose, you still get points. You lose nothing.
Yeah, you lose absolutely nothing for playing ranked. It's just an ego thing at this point.
Yeah, it's just an ego thing. But also, Viking added point loss in Ultra Rumble. If you have a bad match in Ultra Rumble, you lose points and go down the leaderboard. So they can do it, and it would be amazing to see that in OJ3.
Yeah, it would be amazing to see that in OJ3, because I don't think people really understand like the hype and like the mental of making it to the max rank in a game where you can actively lose points and you actually have to go back down. Because a ranked grind in OJ2 or OJ3 where you actually lose points, seeing someone make it to that top rank, that's the feeling that you can't get in OJ2, because you literally don't lose them. You don't lose them. Yeah.
Plus, it would make unranked mode actually matter. Because as it is right now, unranked and ranked are basically the same. The only difference is you don't earn points in unranked.
Yeah, you don't earn points in unranked.
But it's not like you can lose them anyway. You can earn plates in unranked, so I guess that's why you play them.
You earn plates, so that's why you would play unranked.
Something else I'd like to see for online, I'd like to see more unique events. So this kind of happened at the end of OJ2's lifetime. But they added this event mode called Raid Boss, or Raid Mode, or something like that, where you would fight, like, a souped-up version of the character, of, like, whichever event that was, and they were so much fun to fight.
They were really
Do you remember them?
Yeah, I remember them. I remember fighting those, like, really strong, like, souped-up raid bosses. They had, like, the purple aura and stuff like that. Yeah, they were really fun.
That was such a fun mode. But because we only got, like, 5 of them, because it came out like a couple of months before OJ stopped doing events. And then they moved on to Ultra Rumble.
Yeah, they moved on to Ultra Rumble.
But it would be nice to see like more unique events, because they did do like one I did personally really like. Remember the ones where they'd have like a limited time leaderboard and you'd just grind to see how far you could get on them?
Yeah.
I used to like those. I hope they had them back, because they were very fun.
Yeah, limited grind leaderboard. Okay, so this isn't a thing that anyone's talked about, and this is just like a thing that I got in my head like as you were talking.
Yeah.
I would really like for you to be able to post your like customized characters online, so that way people could see them and like save that preset. That'd be really cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool, because I'd have some costume competitions. That'd be sick.
Because they could have a new section called like Showcase or something where people could upload their like designs and like other people could see them.
Yeah, or they can upload their photos from photo mode. That'd be really cool too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know what'd be really cool? Okay, let's say like in the photo mode area, let's say once you've taken the photo, you have the option to upload. Then when you go to an online mode, or maybe in the main menu, there could be like one of Night Eye's like tape reel things, and you could in each reel you could see the photos that other players have taken.
Yo, that'd be really
that'd be
cool.
so hype.
That'd be so cool. Oh, another thing that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I think you should bring, the agency, like, the clan system from Ultra Rumble. You should bring that into OJ2. Or OJ3. I think a clan system in OJ3 would be really fun. I think that'd
be hype.
Yeah, it'd be really fun just to see someone else's clan and then you fight each other for like clan EXP and clan rank. Could you imagine if you had like a clan rank and like
that'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool. Because I don't see a lot of fighting games do like clan and clan modes, and I think they should.
I know Storm Connections does, but it's only as like a limited time mode type thing.
Yeah, Storm Connections does, and I believe Street Fighter also has a clan system. I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, Street Fighter has a clan system. I don't think it really means anything. You just get like a cool little thing under your name with the clan that you're in.
Yeah.
You know? But I think a clan system would be really, really cool.
That'd be hype. That'd be super hype.
It'd be hype.
But yeah, can you think of anything else you'd like to see in OJ3? Oh, actually, I do have one more thing.
Ooh.
This is unlikely, because I'm pretty sure that this is like a proprietary thing and like no one else can use it. But I would love to see the thing that they have in Strive. You know that system where someone can record a combo and upload it, and then other people can download the combo to learn it?
The combo recording thing. That's
yeah,
that's a really cool thing.
I'm like very, very confident that that's like a proprietary thing and no one else can use it. But if they can, I would love to see that in OJ3.
Yeah, I don't think any other game uses it. So yeah, honestly.
Just like there are some combos, like I'm just gonna say Rai Rai. If you've seen Rai Rai shoot style, like some of those combos he does look near impossible. So they
look so cool.
But they look awesome. They have style. They have aura, and it would be awesome to like learn to do that yourself.
Yeah, and I think the reason that I'd want this in OJ3 and not any other arena fighter is that the combo depth in OJ is just a lot more than it is in any other arena fighter. So you can really like tap into that depth that this game has, this combo depth, and just show off and flex your combos with other people and try to teach them.
It's something people don't like to talk about, and it's something that other arena fighters like to dunk on about OJ, where they're like, oh, it's not like it's not complicated enough. But like, I think that's the beauty of OJ2's combo system. It's not too complicated, but also, if you can like, there's a very high skill ceiling for certain characters.
Yeah, like it's like this low skill floor, right?
It's a low skill floor that anyone can pick up, but the ceiling is very high. So you can play it even if you don't know anything about the game and be decently okay at it, or you can learn and get really good. And I don't think many fighting games offer that. Like,
yeah, and plus, right, not to cut you off, but you also have an auto combo mode. You have manual mode, right?
It doesn't work for a lot of characters, but it does exist.
Yeah, it does exist. So if you do want auto combos, you can. But I definitely recommend if you got OJ and you never really learned combos, you should learn some combos. They're really fun to do, just to mess around in training mode.
Ooh, speaking of training mode, you've given me an idea. Something I'd like to see, because I've seen this in JoJo ASBR. I would like it if we could set the dummy to do a motion that we could practice against.
Ooh.
Well,
like, explain that to me. I don't really...
So, let's say, I don't know, oh, I'm fighting Devil, Bakugo, I'm fighting Devil, he's on Bakugo. He does the one combo that does like 60% damage. I don't know the timings of the attacks to just gotta block them. So then, I could go into training mode, control the dummy, do that combo that Devil does, switch back to my character.
Mode.
Yeah.
Recording mode.
The recording mode. I think that would be really useful.
I think that's the only thing the OJ2 training mode is, or the OJ2 training mode is truly missing, is the recording mode.
Yeah.
Everything else, I think the OJ2 training
Everything
mode
else is perfect.
Basically flawless. That's all. Everything else, like if we wanted like a replay takeover where you could like save replays of your games and take them over, that is purely like extra stuff that I don't really expect, you know. But a replay function, or a recording function, that would help out a lot for the growth of the game.
I think it would raise the skill ceiling of comp by so much.
It would make stuff so cool. People would be going in.
They would. It would be awesome.
The grinding would be great, because I know there are some crazy labbers when it comes to OJ2 back in the day. There were crazy.
Oh, there's still awesome crazy labbers.
Yeah, there are some crazy labbers that still go out and do crazy shit with this game, even to this day. So if you had a recording mode, just do some, like, wild stuff. You could advance the competitive scene of this game, like, tenfold. Like, really tenfold.
Yeah, it would be insane. It would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Have you got anything else, or should we cut to the end?
Yeah, I think we should.
Alright. But yeah, that's everything we can think of for OJ3. Again, I'd like to mention, we don't know if this is actually going to be One's Justice related. But all the evidence that's been shown, it's very likely that it is.
Very likely.
And
pointing dark night.
everything lines up too well for it not to be. But yeah, guys, my name is Web of Arlo. This is KO Ninja X. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And we will see you next time.
Bye.